Okay, at this time, let's jump into Lesson C in Unit 7 for a workbook review. So this Lesson C, if you remember, talks about gerunds after prepositions. And so we had learned before quite a few of commonly used expressions dealing with gerunds and prepositions. As well, I would like to point out to you that in the workbook, in the white color workbook, there is a very helpful chart on page 126 in the back. So it's a kind of a reference page that deals with gerunds and prepositions and so on. So a lot of good examples. So I will ask you to go ahead and take a quick look at this page to refresh your memory. So also, I would like to give you a very quick summary and review of Lesson C in Unit 7. So as you remember, a gerund is a verb plus ing. So now, if we look at these commonly used expressions, we can see that all of these, for the most part, have an adjective plus a preposition. So take, for example, afraid of, excited about, famous for, good at, thankful for, or sorry, thank someone for. Now in this case, it is a verb. And we can also change someone to a different pronoun. Let's see, I need to thank him for mowing my lawn. Okay, I changed it to him. And following, I used a preposition, mowing, or cutting the grass. Okay, think about. This is also another verb here, think about. Okay, but on this side, we have more adjectives plus prepositions. Happy about, interested in, nervous about, sad about, tired of, worried about. Okay, so these might sound familiar to you. I hope so. So let's just give a few examples here. And also perhaps maybe you can give me some examples or say some more examples out loud at home. So for example, I'm happy about seeing my family yesterday in Alabama. Okay. I'm interested in studying a doctorate degree. Interested in studying. Okay, so studying is my gerund with ing. I'm sad about losing so many experiences and events during the coronavirus situation. Let's see. I'm excited about taking a trip sometime this summer. I hope so. So those are a few examples here. And so now, hopefully you will also take a moment to look at the reference page in the back of the workbook as a quick review. And so after you do that, let's go back to our workbook. Okay, let's go to page 82. We're going to start with something easier, which is simply making the gerund form of verbs. And that means just adding ing. And then we're going to analyze some pictures and choose the correct or any number of correct verbs that we could use depending on the picture. And then we'll continue with choosing some correct, well, according to the prepositions and so on, choosing the correct answers. And so let's get started with exercise 1 on page 82. So only thing we have to be aware of here is spelling. Is it a regular or irregular verb? So do I need to change the spelling if it's irregular? So we have applying. What about be? Being, B-E-I-N-G. Buying, no change, just ing. Finding, getting. How to spell it? 2 T's, getting. Lending, losing. How about losing? Remember the rule, if you have E, drop the E, add ing. So L-O-S-I-N-G. And the same with making, M-A-K-I-N-G. And moving, the same. Okay, and the rest are all regular verbs, aren't they? Opening, paying, spending, studying, waiting. So we simply need to add ing. So something helpful to think about in the future is, do you have a regular or irregular verb and how to spell it? So let's look at the pictures below that in exercise 2. So 6 pictures, and we have an example for number 1. He is tired of waiting. He's waiting for the bus. So number 2, looks like a woman has just bought a car. So let's see. She is happy about buying a new car. And 3, I'm looking at the picture for some clues. The paper says loan application, apply now. So what would you say? He is interested in, and what gerund? Applying for a loan. Applying. 4, let's see. Open a savings account today. She is thinking about, we could say, opening or maybe getting or starting a savings account. Okay, and 5, let's see. Want to study auto mechanics? Register here. So in order to study, what would we say here? He is excited about, we could say, learning auto mechanics or studying auto mechanics. And number 6, she is afraid of what? She's using a credit card. It's a credit card application, and she's using cash, right? She's using cold hard cash. So what would you say? She's afraid of getting into debt. This is a common expression, actually, getting into debt. Okay. So what about if we look at the next page and exercise 3, we need to circle the correct preposition. So which one will match? Okay, we have afraid of, excited about, famous for, good at, thank someone for, happy about, interested in, nervous about, sad about, tired of, worried about. Okay, with these fresh in your mind, let's choose the correct one. Number 1, Martina is worried about paying her bills. We have the answer. Number 2, what do you think? Sam is nervous about starting college next week. Tran is tired. Okay, tired about or tired of? Which is better? Tired of working in a supermarket. Tired of working. Okay, what about Louisa? Louisa is thinking, is it about or in going to school next semester? Thinking about. Do we have it here? Think about. Thinking about. Now, you notice that in the basic form, I have the base verb in this case, but according to the situation, in this case, it is what verb tense? Louisa is thinking about going to school next semester. This is present continuous verb tense. All right. Okay, so the last one, I want to thank you. Now, about or for? A very basic expression. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for teaching me. Okay, so for is correct. All right, so if you take a moment and exercise 4, look at these expressions in the gray box. And now we have to choose, according to the context, according to the situation, which one is most correct. There could be several possible answers, but one is most correct. So we have an example 1. I'm worried about finding a job. Okay, so look at the verb or the adjective before the blank. We have worried, we have thank you, happy, tired, afraid, interested. So based on that, you can choose your preposition and then the best phrase. So thank you for driving me to work. Serena is happy about, now we have a couple abouts. So what would you say? We already used finding a job, so we have only one choice. Serena is happy about getting a scholarship. Okay, number 4. Chang is tired. We need to put, where's tired of? So which one has tired of? What would you say? Getting up early. And number 5, Lisa and Theo are afraid. Okay, remember we need of, afraid of. Where was it? I lost it. Here. Afraid of. So what option do we have? Of. Now, another clue is we have 2 people. So we need to think about which answer contains plural words. Lisa and Theo are afraid of losing their jobs. Their indicates plural. Jobs indicates plural. And the last one, Maurice is interested in, okay, interested in, here it is again. And we think there's only one option left, learning about computers. Okay. Hopefully it's just a good review and a good refresher. Refresher meaning refresh your mind, refresh your memory. Okay, so let me ask you at this time to just pause the video, look at exercise 5 to yourself. You need to make a sentence using the information in the chart. We have names on the left side, we have feelings in the middle, and then we have activities on the right. Okay, so take a moment and try your best to make sentences, and we will come back together and check it. Okay. Example 1, Ron is excited about going to college. So notice that we needed to add the correct preposition. So we have Miguel, afraid, lose his job. Okay, you tell me. Miguel is afraid, which one? Afraid of losing, how do we spell it? Losing, his job. Okay, next we have Vincent and Anna, happy, pay off their loan. Okay, how would you make a combination here? Vincent and Anna are happy about paying off their loan. No change, just add ing. Tim and Betsy worried and get into debt. What do you think? Okay, Tim and Betsy is plural. Tim and Betsy are worried. Which one? Worried about getting, double T, getting into debt. Okay, and then the last one we have Steve, interested, buy a new car. Okay, let's think about interested in. Interested, oh, I gave the answer. Interested in. Okay, so Steve is interested in buying a new car. Okay, so as a little bit of practice for yourself, perhaps you could call your conversation partner again, have a video chat, make some more questions for right now, for these days. What are you sad about this week? I'll make a question. I'm sad about knowing of all the anger and rioting and looting happening in Atlanta and many cities around the country these days. What about you? Let's see. What are you nervous about? I'm nervous about staying healthy during the coronavirus. Okay? Just think of a few questions and maybe ask someone this week. Very, very common, isn't it? Gerunds after prepositions. So I hope that so far, using the workbook for more practice, more exercises, and just going back to take a quick look at each chapter is helpful. And so I hope that now that we are almost finished with our week 9, day 2, I am looking forward to hearing from you about any suggestions or requests in the weeks ahead. But with that said, we will continue to lesson 8 next week for another short review. And we're going to start with lesson A. So perhaps if you remember unit 8 was about work. And so we'll start with some listening practice, a little bit of vocab review, and we will jump into our grammar points from unit 8. And we talked about present perfect continuous verb tense and also phrasal verbs, if you remember, separable, inseparable phrasal verbs. Okay, so for this week, you might want to just skim, look ahead to Unit 8, especially in the workbook. Okay, also don't forget to send me the email. And I added something to the email homework during today's lessons. So I think you know what that is. So everyone, please stay healthy and happy. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. And please take care and see you soon.